This is your friendly neighborhood gamer Djinn Candor. We're here welcoming you to the den of the Djinn. Yes, your friendly neighborhood gamer Djinn with phenomenal cosmic power with itty bitty living space. Anyway, honestly, guys, today we're going to be talking about some really cool stuff. It's more. Today we're going to be talking about something that I just remembered, and it was a kind of a funny story. Gods, I wish I had a recording of it, but hindsight's 2020, But when I was about 17 years old, my sister was born, right? And yes, folks, me and my sister are about 16 years apart, roughly. So yeah, I'm old enough to be her father, but again, I was too young at the time. Thank the gods I didn't have a kid at the time, because that would have kind of wrecked me a little. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind kids. I love kids and all. It's just back in those days, I was nowhere near ready to have a child. So I was very unprepared to be a big brother. But I fit into the role kind of easily, because I had very little to do with actually raising my sister. Thank the gods, because my mom was proactive when it came to my sister. All I did was basically step in when I needed to. And it was very rare that I ever had to. And I'm kind of glad for that, because my sister was, she was definitely a wild child, but my mom handled her as best she could. Yeah, she didn't exactly do the best, but no one does, despite her having 3 kids already. But that was her first little girl. Mind you, my mom wanted to spoil my sister rotten. And on top of certain things, I think she did. But I still believe that my mom did exactly what she should have done, because my sister was raised in a loving, caring, nurturing environment, which I felt like did exactly what was warranted, especially for a child. So the reason why I'm mentioning any of this is because I remembered a story about a year and a half after she was born. Yeah, she was about a year. My sister was about a year old, and she had this. It's more of a funny, cute little memory that I had earlier today, because I had it when I woke up this morning. And you know how certain memories tend to, blur a little bit, but this one was kind of practically very, very clear. And before I go any further, do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment down below. If you guys have any siblings or kids of your own, drop me a like. If you don't, and you would love to have kids someday, also drop me a like and a comment. Anyway, so the memory I'm remembering is I'm sitting there minding my own business, and of course my little sister, she starts whining because she's in her crib, and I wake up and I say, okay, I gotta go see what's going on with that kid. Maybe she's hungry, or maybe she's wet or something. So I go over there, and as soon as I open the door, my sister just basically plops onto her crib. Yes, she could sit up at that point at 1, but at the same time, she was very dramatic. I swear to that kid, she could win as a baby. She could win drama classes. I swear to the gods. So she gets up and she looks at me and kind of feigns not being able to get up, because she wants me to pick her up. Now, mind you, I would have picked her up anyway, but she was just being a little brat at that point, so I had to have a little fun with her. Little did I know, this little kid, being an expert in playing heartstrings, She lays down on her back, mind you, and basically plays the "help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up" kind of shtick. And I was relatively adorable, honestly. It was kind of cute watching her trying to squirm, trying to roll, trying to get up, even though I knew she could get up by herself. Mind you, at the time, she could get up by herself. It just took a lot of. She was basically trying to be lazy at this point, because for her, again, she was only she was barely about a year, barely able to sit up by herself. It was kind of cute to watch doing that. So I let her struggle a little bit. Yes, folks, I wanted to watch her, basically wiggle and turn and all that. And she was getting frustrated. And I was like, you had enough. You had enough. And almost out of answer, she just goes, man. It was the cutest little, like, it was hard to describe in words, but if you knew, you knew, If you know kids and their little eccentricities, their little little quirks, you would understand. So she starts rolling. She starts manipulating. She this time, instead of just playing around her little helpless act, she gets up by herself, basically proving that she could do it by herself. And I was laughing my butt off, going, I don't know if she understood that I tricked her a little bit. Mind you, unintentionally, because I was just having fun watching her, struggle a little. Just enough where if she was really hurting or something, I would have obviously stepped in. But I knew she was just playing with me. No, she got up and sat up, and she had that, like, small realization that she played herself. And it was kind of cute to watch, because she wasn't exactly angry or anything. She just gives that little cute little baby pout. And I said, well, now we both learned something. So I picked her up and basically carried her around the house, mostly because I loved carrying that kid because she was so cute. And second, so I decided to basically lay down and have her on top of me, right? She was on my stomach. And I was a lot skinnier back then. So we were sitting there and I was putting on something to watch, and there she was. Apparently, my mom didn't tell me that it was her nap time. And I didn't know this until she starts drooling on me. It was actually kind of funny and kind of cute and kind of slimy at the same time. I don't know why, but apparently I had something in my hand that was definitely, it was a towel. It was a paper towel. I don't remember why I had a paper towel in my hand, but I did. So I did that and, basically soaked up the slobber. And it's funny because that's when my mom comes in, and she looks down. He's like, where your sister, right before she finishes that sentence, she looks down and sees my sister dozing. Not exactly sleeping, but she was dozing. She was just basically conking out. And my mom saw, she saw what was going on. It was kind of adorable, kind of funny. She was dozing. She had that little look like, I'm sleepy, I'm sweet. And she had that little adorable baby, I'm sleepy look, Doing okay. Thank you very much for asking. Appreciate the love. And if you haven't already, guys, please do me a favor, like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel. Anyway, so yeah, so she has that look on her face, dozing, sleeping, and it was adorable and kind of funny at the same time. Like I said, if I had a video, I would have definitely had it, because she had that droopy-eyed baby look, like she wanted to conk out, but she was fighting the urge. And she finally just plopped right there, and then she just gave up. She put in the white flag. She was like, I'm done. I'm done. And she just flopped right there. And then my mom saw it and she was just laughing. It was like, how'd you do that? And I'm sitting there going, I wish I knew. If I knew, I would have been doing this all the time. Because it was actually kind of funny to watch her do that. It was actually kind of cute, but at the same time, it made sense since she, you know, it was kind of funny to watch her just like plop down and just conk out, you know? Again, if I known how to do that for real, I would have been doing that all the time so we can finally have some like 2 minutes to ourselves. Again, if I'd known, I'm pretty sure a lot of you parents would have tried to ask me, how did you do it? Well, the easy answer to that is I didn't. The better question to that is, trust me, I wish I knew. No, but it was actually pretty funny. It was one of my favorite memories because she was so cute. And she had this funny. She always had these like funny moments. Again, if I had a video camera at the time, and had the foresight of actually recording some of this, it would have been definitely putting me up more on YouTube. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I would have had a better YouTube channel than I do now. I probably would be at least to the point where I'd be being paid, instead of just having a. But anyway, so the one of my other favorite ones is when she was a little kid. Again, she was more or less about the same age, probably within the year of said incident. I don't remember exactly, but she was definitely small. She was definitely in her crib, but no less mischievous little rugrat. I swear, she made me think of Tommy Pickles at times. The only difference was Tommy Pickles was more of an escape artist. You know, my sister, she was more of a devil. She played the long game most of the time, and it was kind of funny to watch her play all of us adults around her little finger. Even as a toddler, she did that. It was kind of funny to watch until it became obvious that if she became an actress, she'd definitely be a top contender. She never got there because, you know, she's not an artist or anything. It just makes me laugh if she ever did become an artist or some kind. She'd definitely work it because she knows how to work it, that girl. Anyway, so what happened the second time was I was, again, picking her up out of her crib because I wanted to go see her and, you know, play with her a little bit. And I look down and I see her, and I see that she's on her stomach, and I'm like, I don't think she sleeps that way because, you know, normal babies don't usually do that, as far as I know. My sister never did, so it was kind of weird for me. So I decided to close the door, hide behind something that she couldn't see me. So I closed the door, and my sister she looks around and goes, "Wah!" You know, she starts playing the old. Basically starts looking around and says, and starts bailing at me, and I'm like, I look over and open the door, and I go, "What? What do you want? What do you want?" She plops down, stomach first. She practically belly flops onto the mattress and starts playing like she never spoke a word. Like, I swear, she wasn't playing another trick on me. That kid, I swear, I look down and I see her making it look like she was napping. Like, I could see the back of her legs. She starts scratching one leg with the other, kind of like a cricket. And I was cracking up going, this kid is trying to play a little game with me, eh? So you know what I do? I do 2 more times where I'll close the door and I hide, right? And she goes, "Wah!" I open the door again. I'm like, "What is wrong with you, you little..." She looks down and she starts chuckling in the very cute baby baby mischief kind of manner. I look down again, guys. If I had a video of this, I would have gotten so many views. I wish I did, because it was actually really adorable and kind of freaky. That I'm thinking to myself, oh great, my kid sister is gonna be a manipulator when she grows up. That's gonna be wonderful. She was so cute though. So yeah, what really spawned some of these videos, some of these memories was actually kid videos. And every time I see some of these, I'm thinking of how my sister grew up, how she acted a lot of times when she was a kid. And I was thinking to myself, it wasn't all that different from when she was a baby, when, you know, her little antics drove me up the wall. But I honestly, guys, when it comes to kids, I wouldn't have missed it up for the world, because it gave me some cute, you know, solemn memories of a child that just means the world to me. Now that she's an adult, I tell her every day that, you know, she means the world to me, and she knows it. She just hates being reminded of every little baby story, which is kind of funny. You know how kids are, especially when they're starting to get adults, and I'm like, oh, come on, guy, come on, you gotta hear some of these stories, because they're actually very cute. I mean, you cannot tell me that if you had a sibling or a baby yourself, you wouldn't find them adorable. I mean, and I've asked her, if our roles were reversed, you cannot tell me you wouldn't have been reminded every now and again of things I would have done as a kid, right? Mind you, again, if the roles were reversed. She goes, yeah, but I wouldn't have been constantly reminding you. It's like, no, but you would have still reminded me every now and again. This is why I kind of cut down a little bit, because I admit sometimes I do go overboard with some of the things I do remember. Hence me telling you guys. I feel like sometimes I went a little far, but honestly, my family does mean a lot to me. And honestly, my memories of them are kind of treasures. The type of treasures that I wouldn't want to delete in any way, shape, or form. They are sacred to me. And I hope they are sacred to you guys. Your treasures, your memories. Because believe me, guys, those are priceless beyond measure. Anyway, thank you for listening to my babbling, my baby talk, my craziness. And I hope you guys tune in for the next one. There might be a next one. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next. Take care. Be safe. And I'll see you guys when I see you. Take care. This is your friendly neighborhood gamer Djinn Candle, wishing you love, luck, happiness, and if you're all pregnant or about to be, guten Tag, and have a great rest of your nights. Take care.